What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. The universe must love us because in the span of 2 months we've gotten two Lloyd Banks mixtapes. We had All or Nothing, Live It Up back in September, and on Halloween, Banks returned with the third installment of his Halloween Havoc series with the subtitle 4 Days of Fury. So let's get to all the stuff that I said in the last review that still rings true here. Banks is a top 5 lyricist, his production is incredible, and he's spitting something really good on the entire mixtape. Now that we got that out of the way, what does this tape give you? Well, the first thing that you hear is a very Halloween-ish beat on Headache and Heartbreak. One of the lines from that song that I really thought stood out was, "Blood in my writing pen, hype again, striking methodically. Honest, can't nobody see me. I'm in stealth form, champion kept the belt warm." I think with this entire mixtape and All or Nothing is Banks is trying to claim his spot as one of the best in hip-hop. That's what it sounds like. Throughout the entire tape, you have him have little jabs like, yeah, I'm the best, and, you know, a lot of people in hip-hop are settling for these one-hit wonders and these trash artists. Like, Banks is hungry, and so I don't know what really inspired or triggered it, and we may never know because he just doesn't do interviews. You don't see him sit down with people and really break down his music. He lets all the music speak for itself. But I think he really sounds like a man possessed, someone who is on that mission to claim his rightful spot within hip-hop. History is one of those examples. He knows that he's not appreciated within hip-hop. So on this record, he's sort of reflecting on it in an honest way. He says, you no longer need what I'm bringing, that's what you're telling me. Like, he's speaking to the audience. More so, he's speaking to the people that aren't listening to him. The people that were fans over a decade ago in 2006 that aren't picking up Banks' music anymore. He's speaking to them even though they may or may not hear it. Even reflecting, he's still displaying his full potential, and I like that it gives him the opportunity to really stick close to a topic. One thing I could say about Banks' mixtapes is that they're hard to review because he's all over the place, and I don't say that in a bad way. I say that in that he doesn't really stick to a lot of concepts. Like, you listen to a record and he's just showing you he can rap really well. And I think that works, as opposed to someone like Eminem who tries to do that on campaign speech but fails miserably. But Banks here shows that his pen is sharpened, he's in the zone, and then he has a really good hook. Sometimes it's catchy, sometimes it's just well thought out. So he has like that complete package, even if he doesn't stick to a concept most of the time. On this tape, you have two references to Donald Trump. One is a punchline from On My Life where he goes, "I'm closer to the edge anyways, push me if you want, the 40 will soul snatch you, grab a pussy like Trump." I think that's the first line referencing that Trump situation too. And I'm glad because Fabulous would have just made it like some corny, female-centered punchline. It's just, I'm glad Banks did it because Banks actually made it sound hot. That the 40 will soul snatch you. That's hard. The other one is found on Repetition. And it's another reflection where he talks about how Donald Trump was giving him drops back in the day. And I believe it. DJ Who Kid was getting drops from everybody for G-Unit mixtapes. You know, you listen into one of these G-Unit radios and out of nowhere you're like, hey, it's your boy Magic Johnson. I'm like, what? Whoa. You know, but that's Who Kid. Who Kid was really living that like celebrity status, and he was making sure that he got everything that he needed from, that era for the mixtapes to be memorable. So I can't recall which mixtape Trump was on, and thankfully I probably don't want to hear it, but I think Banks is kind of cool for kind of reflecting on that and reminding people. I think that's more for like the OG G-Unit fans. They'd be like, damn, Trump really was on this mixtape here back in there. My only issues with the tape seem to be audio glitches. On the intro, Headache and Heartbreak, it kind of starts off like it's trying to loop, but it's like very shaky and not as smooth, like, it's not smooth at all. When you listen to it, it's like it clips right here and then goes back, it clips, and it's like he's trying to extend the intro before he gets into the rapping, but instead of doing it in a way that makes sense, he kind of like had the engineer clip the beat here and here, and so it sounds like it's looping in a bad way. It's all over the place for me. The other one is found on Parade. There's just a couple of skips in the song that I noticed, and I don't know if that's... I don't think it's me, because I listened to it in iTunes, and then I listened to it on my iPod several times, so it's definitely in there. And while on the subject of Parade, that song samples a record from the Delphonics, which the sample is most known for being on Ghostface Killah's 12 Reasons to Die. What's weird here is that the beat, I kind of compared the two. They didn't sound very different. They sounded like they were the same beat, but they're credited to two different producers. So I'm wondering what the producers for this Banks record actually did that makes it different, because it's not credited to the Delphonics or anybody in that camp. It's credited to two other people. So that was kind of weird. And I think... I know I said the only thing that I didn't like about the mixtape was the audio glitches, but I think Parade is probably the one record on here that I would wipe off, because I don't really feel like it. He doesn't do anything with it. It's like 2 minutes. It's one verse. The sample is nice, so I think it'll probably be memorable amongst people who never heard it. But I just think Banks could have done more with it if he was going into that direction. Lloyd Banks mentioned how Halloween Havoc 3 is the last free project you're getting from him, which means Cold Corner 3 could be right around the corner. It could come out in December, considering we've gotten 2 projects this year, or it could be an entire year away. At this point, either one is a good scenario for me. I think we have more than enough Banks music to last us a year, at least for the core fans. The people that are really going to be invested in learning all the lyrics and understanding everything that he's saying, they're going to appreciate this music. So Banks doesn't need to be in a rush to drop Cold Corner 3, but it is nice to know that he's finally going to move into his next album, and hopefully he'll make that transition even more. I don't need to see him doing mixtapes anymore. He's beyond that. Just put out albums and, you know, get your streaming money, get your iTunes money, and if you want to strike up a deal and get physical copies in stores, do that too. I think Banks deserves it. He's easily one of the best, and I think these 2 mixtapes this year, All or Nothing, Live It Up, and Halloween Havoc 3, prove just that. So those are my thoughts on Halloween Havoc 3. Once you listen to the mixtape, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at SermonsDomain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.